Absalom was one of David's sons, and he had a sister named Tamar, who was kind and beautiful. However, a tragic turn of events occurred when her half-brother Amnon developed an intense infatuation for her without her knowledge. He devised a strategy that resulted in a severe infringement upon her dignity. King David was incensed, yet he chose to remain passive. He opted for silence. But Absalom was deeply affected by the grievous harassment his sister had endured. He waited patiently, hiding his anger. 2 years passed. Then, he had Amnon killed for what he'd done. After that, Absalom fled the city, fearing his father's wrath. For 3 long years, he lived in exile. Eventually, David's heart softened. He missed Absalom, so the young prince returned to Jerusalem, but David wouldn't see him right away. Still, Absalom had his own plans. While others thought he was simply back, Absalom was plotting against his own father. He bought himself a chariot and horses and hired 50 bodyguards to run ahead of him. Every morning, he would stand at the city gate. When individuals presented cases for King David to adjudicate, Absalom would assure them, "You have a compelling case here. If only I were king, I would rectify this matter for you." He engaged with them and shook their hands. The people appreciated his approach. Gradually, he began to sway the sentiments of the people in his favor. They started to believe that Absalom should be the king. Then Absalom made his move. He declared himself ruler and led a rebellion against his own father. Soon many others joined Absalom, and the conspiracy gained momentum. David, heartbroken, had to flee the city with his loyal followers. Fleeing, David walked along the road, weeping, with his head and feet covered. The individuals accompanying him mirrored his actions as they proceeded. Envision Israel's esteemed king fleeing from his own son. Meanwhile, Absalom and the entire army of Israel arrived in Jerusalem, accompanied by Ahithophel, one of King David's counselors. When Absalom sought his advice on the next course of action, Ahithophel recommended that he publicly dishonor all of David's concubines to irreparably insult his father. He argued that this would secure the loyalty of the people for Absalom. Absalom placed complete trust in Ahithophel's counsel, because he was one of his father's reputable counselors. Consequently, he acted upon the evil advice given. But David did not give up. He regrouped, and his army prepared for battle. In the forest of Ephraim, father and son's forces clashed. Tragically, during the chaos, Absalom, riding his mule, got his beautiful long hair caught in the branches of a tree. The mule kept running, and Absalom was left hanging in the air, trapped. Defenseless, Joab, David's general, found him, and even though David had begged for Absalom to be spared, Joab struck him down. That was the end of Absalom. When news of Absalom's death reached David, the mighty warrior king was not relieved. Instead, he collapsed in sorrow. His cries echoed through the palace. "Oh, my son Absalom! My son Absalom! If only I had died instead of you." It's the story of a prince who rose too high, too fast, and of a father whose love never failed, even in betrayal.